Okay, welcome back. And thank you very much, Lee, for including me in this little special build of 64 Impalas. I already had this on my list of to-dos, so this will work out great for me. What we have here is the same casting as the white ones that he sent out. It's just a different color, so it will be just fine for the thing. It's a 64 Impala, which is a great casting. 60 through 64 Impalas were just beautiful, beautiful cars. Very popular with the Southern California car culture, lowriders. And I'm going to touch base on that. This is something I've been wanting to do. I can't say I took credit for this because my buddy Johnny V down at Johnny V's Speed Shop in Tasmania has already done this, but I'm going to do my take on one. We are going to recreate Cheech's Love Machine from the original Cheech and Chong movie Up in Smoke. So this one's going to take a little bit of a different step from my usually shiny. We're going to make it look shabby. Thank you for the quote there, Matchbox Rob. So let's take this baby apart and see what we have. Okay, here we are with our Love Machine. And now we're going to go ahead and take this baby apart and get it down to a blank canvas, as I like to call it. This will have more, I guess you would say, custom add-ons and weathering techniques than anything. And maybe just even a little bit of a decal work. So it's going to be interesting. And it'll be fun too. I've been wanting to do this. And we'll figure out what to do for the nice plush interior that it had. Fortunately, the car has been recreated in a replica, a real life replica in the car culture world. So they don't know what happened to the original car, at least what I've found out. I want to think that I saw it in a later episode of Chips. You know how those cars kind of get around from show to show. About the same time, it was just painted differently. It was an episode of Chips, and where Ponch was going back to his roots and his Latino gangs friends. One of them was Edward James Olmos, the captain on Miami Vice in his younger days. They all got out of the 64 Impala, and I swear it was that same car. So it probably very well was. It was around the car show circuit. I mean, the show car circuit was just recycling everything back in those days. So it probably got used up and sold, or it's long gone. But we'll make it here. So stay tuned. We're going to get this into the strip, the easy off, and this into the stripper. Hello, and here we are back with the Love Machine. As you can see, we got her nice and stripped down. Everything's a clear canvas. I've got a set of wheels picked out for it, and I've also cut out one of the fender skirts, which are not needed. Fender skirts are right up with black wheels for me. Yeah, so that's where I feel about them. But anyways, I got the perfect set of Krager SS's, just like the car did in the movie. So, and we're also going to do the little tiny touches, like grinding this light out and taking this door handle off and drilling a hole and maybe trying to put the little padlock on there. I don't know. We're going to see. So stay tuned. Let me see what I can come up with. And this is going to be fun. I'll take this out. And like I say, I got to look on the trim on this side, driver's side right here also. I'll stop spinning. This trim right here needs to be removed from here to here, and this door handle needs to be removed. And this fender skirt needs to be removed. So, and like I said, this taillight needs to be removed. So that's where we are. Try to get all the little details done first. So stay tuned. Okay, here we are back with our love machine. And I've done the body work that I wanted to do to this to make it appear more movie correct. What we've done here is I removed the door hand. I sanded this piece of trim off, which this door will be blue, and then it'll have a place where the paint's not there on the where the trim was, where I guess if it came off. And I drilled little holes where the trim pieces were, trim screws, and the holes where he sticks his finger in there, gets it stuck, and the little latch little hole where the latch was. So got that much done. And for the back, I removed the emblem here because the emblem was gone. I had drilled out the key lock, so there was no key lock in the trunk. And this taillight was messed up, or it was gone, and it had a piece of red tape over it. So we will replicate that as well. So I have this car was overall red oxide primer. So all my airbrush stuff, all my primers, I don't have any, so I had to run to the auto parts store and get this red oxide. So hopefully it won't be too damn thick. So let's see what happens. I'm going to go out here and paint this red oxide, and then we'll go from color to color to color, which is not very much on this. It's more weather, I guess you would call semi-weathering. So let's see where it goes. Stay tuned. Hello, and we're back with our love machine here. And as you can see, done some custom work here. Can't see. Here we go. I've painted little tiny white walls. The tiny white walls, just like the original one, had to go with the Kragers on these rims. And I've got the majority of the paintwork on the car finished. If I can get the damn thing to focus. There we go. Got the door painted. Got where the door handle was, I drilled out. And then I drilled out where the trim goes, and then put some primer behind there, and then painted the whole door a light blue. Then we threw different colored primers all over everything. I still have to do the taillights. And this one will be just a little bit of red, look like red tape covering, like you get from Pet Boys to fix a broken taillight. And tried to look online and find where all the primer spots were. So that's where we're at right now. The next thing I consider doing is the add-ons, the hood ornament, the little clasp and latch, a little chain that holds for the door, so you can put your finger in there and push the door button like you can on cars that are missing their door handle. And work with this front end here so I can get rid of, or put the I guess the speakers that were crudely mounted in the front of the grill, 2 of those. So that's where we are with that. Oops. So stay tuned. Okay, and we are back with our love machine. I have been working on the interior. As you can see, it looks like Sully from Monsters, Inc. with all these crazy ass colors. And I tried to do it. I couldn't find anything that was like carpet or shag. It was that small, so I just used acrylic paint. And we did it all upright with all the colors. And then I made these crazy ass speakers for the back window just with styrene, just taking a whole bunch of little pieces of styrene and gluing them together and then cutting them off. So I always wonder what those things were in the back window, but they're actually some kind of weird ass speakers. Maybe one of my viewers will know what they're called. So I got the interior squared away. And also it had these loudspeakers in the front fenders, or in the front grille. And I actually made these. I just took, like I did with the nitrous bottles, I just took a piece of solid styrene, stuck it in my drill, and used my X-Acto knife to carve it out while it's running. And then I cut them off. I drilled a hole and I glued them in. And we also put our slash cut tailpipes just like the real one has. You can see I drilled, there you go, you can see I drilled them out too. So they're correct. I'm gonna need to prime this so I can start doing the paint on that. This is done. And last but not least, dingo balls. I got these things here, and I had to, all I'm going to do is cut it down here on either side, and then cut these maybe, you know, about like that. And then I'm going to glue them into the upper part of the roof. So we will have, voila, dingo balls. I had to super glue down through here because this is all woven and it comes apart. So it's amazing what you can find at the fabric store. So this is the closest thing I could find that would work. And I think it'll look really close. So stay tuned for more. Okay, here we are back with the love machine. So, like you saw me yesterday, I took glue and down the fringed edge of these, I did that and I cut them down, and here's what I have right here. And they will get glued right in there. So that's where we're at. So stay tuned. Hello, and here we are back with the love machine. Boy, check this out. A little bird for the hood of the car. This is the hood ornament. It's made out of a piece of styrene, the wire out of a bread wrapper, and the wings from a blister pack, painted clear orange, just as it was in the movie. And I put a wire down through the bottom so I can just put it right down through the hood and glue it straight to it. And we use chrome pen for the rest of it. So talk about a fun little thing to make. So I think that's about the last of the accessories for the love machine. So stay tuned. Pretty proud of that. Okay, and we are back with the review. I skipped over the bits and pieces because you've seen me work enough on this car to see everything that I've done to it. So I skipped right to the chase here because this thing is so cool. And I want to dedicate this to my buddy Johnny V down in Tasmania, my brother from another mother, who was the one that gave me the inspiration for this way back last year when he did one which turned out excellent. And I wanted to do my take on this. So with Lee's 64 Impala build, this was the perfect opportunity. So without further ado, here is my take on the love machine. There she is, 1964 Impala with the dingo balls, the crazy interior, them crazy looking speakers that are chrome speakers that are in the back window, the little swan chrome decal that's on the hood, Krager SS's, muff diver on the tag, the slash cut tailpipes that are slashed upward, the tail light that is missing on the driver's side rear, covered up with a piece of black or red plastic, The 2 speakers in the grill, little chrome steering wheel simulated in there. What else did we do to this thing? The red oxide primer as it is, with the gray and black primer accents that are over it in the correct film locations. The door handle that is missing on the driver's side with the little clasp in the home on the top, and the holes for where he sticks his finger in there to open the door. The only thing I didn't put on it, because I couldn't find anything that looked scale, was the little tiny chain with the little wooden dowel that he would stick in that hole to open up that door. I know what he's talking about. On a General Motors car, you had where that big hole is in the back where he took the door handle off. You could stick something in there and it would open the door. But like I said, here is my take on the Love Machine. And like I say, the 2 things that I could not get into this deal was the quarter windows that say Love Machine, because they conflicted with my dingo balls in this build. And there's only so much that you can do in 1/64 scale on this. And the Love Machine windows and the little chain with the little dowel pin, that was the only 2 things that I could not add to this thing, just because it just could not get it to scale. So, but the rest of it, here it is, as historically accurate as I can possibly get it. I am very proud of this car. This car just turned out awesome, and it was easy to paint, very easy. Just layers of primers, and that's actually red oxide rattle can. Believe it, yes, Haji painted with a rattle can, because I could not find red oxide in airbrush that suited me. So there it is. The crazy, crazy Love Machine from the movie Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. Please go check out everybody else's build over at Lee's page. He'll have them all listed for the 64 Impalas. I'm anxious to see what the other takes are. It's been a busy, extremely busy building month for me. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and I will be back with the 50s build. So I hope you enjoyed this, and hope you are enjoying your Memorial Day. Have a good one.